We live, baby.
You really not do that every time we get on here.
That's it.
No, you don't.
What's good?
That was
It
too
takes
bright.
3. Cuz we back.
Well, somebody over there.
We in it. It Takes 3, episode 5. It's called The Road Ahead. You know, we're gonna talk about uplifting your spouse, the importance of language. As you all know, this is my beautiful wife.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah. Wait for some more viewers to come in. What up? What up?
Out that chair.
I see y'all.
Your hair sticking up like that.
What did it say? My ears wide open. Oh yeah. We let some viewers come in.
You kind of said it wrong. So, really, what we talking about? We got a lot of questions about how did we get to where we are. So, and where we're going, because we haven't stopped. But we got a lot of questions about that. So today we basically gonna talk about how we got to be the power couple that we are. Right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
What up, Jeremy?
All right, well, let's
Pray.
get started because
Go
I
ahead.
want to go into all of this.
Go ahead, pray, my love.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for waking us up this morning, Lord. We thank you that we are able to go forth with our gifts today, Lord. We ask that you just use us as your mouthpiece, Lord, to just bring forth some knowledge, some words, some understanding. And we just surrender and let you use us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen, amen. For those that just came in, the title is The Road Ahead. Yeah.
You want me to start talking?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay, so basically, today we're going to talk about how we got to where we are. It wasn't an easy journey. It wasn't a smooth journey. We've been together since we were 19, 18, 17. How long have we been together?
Since 17.
17, since we were 17 years old. So from 17 to 30 is a big difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
So basically, the foundation of it all is God, and where we started and where we're going is phenomenal because of the prayers from ourselves and other people. And a lot of the times we do stuff and we just run. Me and my best friend were actually just talking about this, about how a lot of homes are broken because you get in this thing thinking one thing and then it ends up being something totally different. Like, and she was saying how kids change stuff. And sometimes, a lot of the times, people think that you have a baby by somebody and it's going to change them and make them want to be with you and all this other stuff. But kids and finances is what changes everything.
Absolutely.
And it all depends on how you approach it with children and with finances. So you want to chime in?
I definitely agree. I want to actually say that basically a lot of times when two people are actually about to have a baby, it's like, I'm just going to speak for the fellas. The fellas will say, well, I'm not really used to the whole woman having the hormones, and so they basically fall back and go with the whole little flow. And then after the baby, they don't understand that the woman still have problems emotionally. So
I wouldn't necessarily call it problems, but yeah.
Well, they'll still be going through emotional things.
Roller coasters.
Yeah, so
because your hormones are still in balance. So they don't just switch back in place. Like
the dudes will be like, so why are you still tripping, or why you still got these mood swings and attitude? And a lot of times that pushes the dude away. Instead of, well, they just push them away because they don't have the proper understanding of I'm saying, what's the correct term for it? Postpartum.
Everybody don't have postpartum. It's just you don't just switch back. Your emotions and your hormones don't just switch back because you had a baby. But that don't necessarily mean you have postpartum. Postpartum is a form of depression. So it's not the same thing.
Oh, so y'all don't be depressed?
I wasn't depressed.
Oh, so what do you think is the cause of the mood swings?
It's your hormonal imbalance.
Oh,
okay. Okay, that was just a look. All right. So yeah, basically, that was one of the obstacles we really had to overcome because we had kids at a really young age, and then it was like Chip was like, "Oh my God, you still got attitude? What's wrong with you?" Like I used to cry over the littlest thing. Like I'd be like, "Can you put mustard on my sandwich?" He'd bring me a dry sandwich. I start crying, and then it was just it was I don't know. I expected one thing, and he was giving something else, and it was like, okay, I expect you to do the same stuff I'm doing. Like I expect you to come and like watch the baby so I can go to sleep, and that's where a lot of the confusion comes in when you have kids. It's because it'll seem like one person is doing everything. So what made you change? Because I don't want to speak for you. What made you change that? Because it was a thing where it was like Alicia did everything when it came to our first child.
I think it was just maturity, growth. It was. I mean, I end up realizing things that I was doing. It wasn't beneficial to where I wanted my life to go. So it was just basically like, let me get this together. And I started actually getting the proper knowledge of what family is. And I'm like, well, if that's what family is, then really I'm not being a man. Because I'm basically running away from my responsibility. So it was like, why should all that weight be put on your shoulders when I have the same ability to take care of our son like you did, like you was doing? So it came with maturity. I just basically had to man up and take responsibility.
Okay, so from him saying he began to change, and with that, it became this thing of where he began to know self. So it became this thing of where his whole language changed. So it was like a queen this and queen that, and I was not receptive to it. I was like, dude, why do you keep calling me queen? My name is Alicia. Stop calling me that. Like, why do you keep saying that? And I wasn't receptive to it at all. I'm just like, look, can you call me Alicia? Because my name is Alicia. Stop calling me queen. And he continued to do it. So then it just became second nature to where I was just like, oh, okay, well, maybe there's nothing wrong with what he's saying. And maybe I need to do something in me to change that. And so that was like kind of step one. But even in between all that, like, I think even before we got married, like we were engaged for a year and a half. And I swear I called off the wedding like, I don't know, like 6 times in my head. Like
2011 times.
Like I was just like, dude, I can't with you. Like, and it was just the littlest stuff. And it's like, at what point are you going to decide to fight? Like, at what point are you going to decide? Because, like, just a transparent moment. And I know I probably seem withdrawn right now. Like, I'm just going through a lot. But, at work, like, it's just becoming overwhelming. And today on the way home, I just broke down. I was like, oh my God, Lord, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I can't take this. I don't know. And that's never me. And like, you get in this point where you always want to be like, oh, I can do it. And then I had to think to myself, at what point am I going to fight? At what point am I just going to give up on all these kids that I know need me or am I going to stay here and fight this battle?
Exactly.
Because obviously it's something here that God is trying to pull up out of me, and I just have to. And that's how it was in our relationship. Every time something happened, I was ready to be like, dude, you don't care about me, so you know what? You can take this raid. I don't care, because it's so much easier to run than it is to fight. And if you continue to run that battle, because I'm gonna tell you this, the devil, he ain't that smart. So the stuff that you battle with, until you win that battle, you'll continue to battle with it. He don't come up with no new tactics. He does the same stuff. And until you beat the battle, it's gonna always be that same battle that you're gonna struggle with. And I'm good on that. Now I'm a hustler, but I'm good. I will leave a job in a minute and go get another one. Like I swear I'll quit somewhere on Friday, have another job on Monday. Like, and I had to think, I'm like, I'm 30 years old, I gotta quit running. I can't keep doing that. When stuff get on, that's me. If I feel uncomfortable, I'm gone. Like I'm fight or flight, and I don't fight no more, so I'm always flight. And that's how it was in the beginning of our marriage. Everything was, well, not even our marriage, just our relationship. Everything was, I'm not finna fight with you because I no longer fight, so I'm leaving. This is a flight. Like I have to, and I had to realize either it's got to be something greater. It has to be. And that's what I had to think about in the car today on the way home. It's got to be something greater. And all of this push, because there's no, that you're not a threat to the enemy if you unless you're pursuing something. Unless it's a calling on your life, you're not a threat to him.
Absolutely.
Like if you sitting there drinking, getting high, what you gonna do? You ain't finna bring nobody to nothing. They gonna be the same people that's over. But the moment you open your mouth and something spiritual come out, you become a threat. So then that's when the attacks and all of that come. And you just gotta. I had to learn to pray for my husband and with my husband, and with that, things started to change. And I was praying for stuff and didn't even know that I was praying for that. And then I realized, like, oh, this stuff happened. This is because this is what you prayed for. You thought it was going to come in a different form of fashion, but this is how it came. You can go ahead.
I want to go back to the whole, what actually got me to this point. And I'm going to talk for the fellas. A lot of us are selfish. So we always think about how we're going to get it, what we need to do, how this is going to go. Kids, they be fine because they with moms. It's a selfish mindset. So I had to actually take self out the way. And I'm going to be real transparent. But like she said earlier, it was definitely knowledge of self. And I had some older influences actually telling me, like, you need to go ahead, swallow your pride. You got too much ego. Move yourself out the way because it's always a big picture. And I was like, yeah, you know how you can hear something, you'd be like, yeah, I hear you. But then it actually hit when I was like, hold on. Do I really want to lose a woman that I know is actually riding with me completely? Like, I have no doubt in the world that my queen has my back. And I knew that and still want to be selfish. So I said, hold on, let me get it together. Because I'm kicking it with the guys, the whole nine, and they get a phone call from anybody and I'm out, I'm gone. And I'm looking like, I'm actually sacrificing my whole relationship to kick it with y'all. And the time I get a phone call, y'all roll out. And my queen, you know what I'm saying, basically got to lock me in the crib for me to actually be around. So I started putting stuff together like, nah, this is not it. Transparency moment is, I actually had to rush her to the hospital. And it was like, I'm sitting in the hospital, they got on the table, and the doctor or the nurse, she says, like, you almost checked out of here. Like, her blood pressure had got that high to the point it was like, you going through stress, you going through different things. And I'm like, man, I got a major part in that. I could have said, yeah, maybe it's just the kids you working with, but I had to take responsibility and say, hold on, let me actually get this together, because I love my wife enough. Like, I got to change my life for the bigger picture. She didn't have my kids. She's my wife. She holds me down. So why would I be selfish and jeopardize anything that I got going on off of ego? So I said, let me get it together. The doctor was like, hey, whatever changes y'all got to make those, or you're going to check out of here. And at that time, what was we like? 26?
25.
Yeah, 25.
When did we get married? When we was 25?
Yeah.
So it was before we got married.
Yeah, so we was like 24 then. And it was like, man, it woke me up. It was actually one of those punches from life that was like, hey, take this. And I was sitting there like, man. And I know, think about it, like, if it would have happened, I wouldn't have been able to I wouldn't have been able to live with myself. Because it's like, man, I know I gotta take responsibility. So that's all it is. Men gotta actually take the time and say, I'm stop being selfish and actually become a king. Because if you ain't actually living righteous and actually trying to build your family, then you destroying. That's point blank period. So,
and even with that, you gotta learn to embrace it, because you'll get so used to stuff so long that when you see a change, you don't know how to embrace it, and you'll be like, dude, don't be trying to play no games. And it took a while, because I was like, dude, you selling the same dreams that you've been selling. And I would always tell him, because he'd be like, well, I'm trying. And I said, no, when a habit is no longer a habit when you continue to do it, it's a routine. Mm-hmm. And now it's set in your mind, and you gonna continue to do it. So you either gotta break it or look. And you gotta, the other thing is, as a woman, you gotta be strong and don't be willing to accept anything. Like, don't. And that's how I was like, dude, look, it's either you gonna get it together or get lost. Now, when we got married, it was a little different. Like, because you can't just be like, get out. Like, it don't work like that. It don't work like that.
And you know what it is? Like, fellas, if you got a strong woman that's actually riding with you, they gonna tell you the truth, even if you don't want to hear it. So, I was still, you know what I'm saying, basically being a hypocrite. So I'm writing all type of posts and the whole nine, and she was hitting me like, hey, you saying one thing on Facebook, but that's not how you actually living. So I used to hate it, but she didn't understand that. I would literally put a post up, some inspiration, something positive, to actually keep me guided, because I like actually looking back and reading it to keep me inspired to keep going. She looking at it like, she not knowing that I'm speaking into existence, but I'm doing it another way. So she's like, oh, no, you saying all this, you saying all that, but we getting into it, bumping heads. And I'm like, hold on. I'm like, because she basically saying I'm a liar. So I'm like, ah.
Because I felt like it was a whole social media thing. Like, don't get up here talking about, it was something he said one day. Then the other problem I have with this, so the scripture says, don't even give off the very appearance of evil. So it's this thing where my husband get on Facebook and queen this and da-da-da-da-da. I understand you trying to save the world, whatever. I get it. Like, it is what it is. But please, I don't want the old Alicia to come out. Because I get people that get on there and then they want to, such and such, such and such. This is the mistake women, men, everybody make. They think the grass is green on the other side. And it ain't. Like, you won't deal with the same problems. Like, at the end of the day, you either going to stay there and work that out, or just try to start all over. Like I told my husband, I said, we in this for the long haul, because for one, I am too lazy to try to figure out how to make somebody else be the man I want him to be and the man he has to become. I'm not finna go through all that again. That was like 15 years long of doing stuff. That's too much. I'm not finna go find somebody else and try to make them who I want them to be for 15 years. That's too long.
Can I? I'm gonna address it now. Truthfully, this is just my opinion. I wouldn't have a problem if we was out somewhere and we knew somebody we knew, and she was like, "What's up, King?" Because I feel like that's a proper title. If I'm saying, if I see you and I say, "What's good, Queen?" or it's a firm understanding that it's like a respect thing. And it's to actually.
No, keep reading.
Hey. So basically, it's a respect thing. So that's how I'm looking at it. As in, I'm a build you up, because it's all about building at the end of the day. It's not like I'm coming and saying, my queen, like on some Prince Akeem type stuff.
Yeah, not in real life, but on social media, yeah. Like, people live a pretend life on social media, like in real life. And what I needed him to know, I don't know. I'm one of the realest people, you and me. Like, I'm gonna tell you how it is and not care. And I'm trying to be better about that, because one of my good friends told me, she said, well, Lissy, you can't do that. That's exactly how she said it. So I'm trying to get better at it. But at the end of the day, that's why I came to him like that. I'm like, look, you sitting up here talking about, he said something about, give your girl flowers or something because another man went or something. I said, first of all, I don't want no flowers. So I understand he ain't gonna buy me. I don't want no flowers. I want anything that you're gonna spend $60 on and then it's gonna die tomorrow. I don't want that. Now, if you want to send me some edible arrangements, I like food. I'll eat apples all day. But don't send me no $60. And he knows that. Don't send me no $60 flowers. But I just feel like you get on there and say this stuff and get all these inspirational quotes. And I understand you saying this trying to motivate you. But at what point are you going to implement it? How much motivation do you need? And that was my point. Like, I didn't get that. Like, I didn't get that. I still don't get it.
She getting better. Another thing that actually helped me out was it was a book, and me and my sister went to Chicago one day, and on our car ride, she was like, you're just asking about life. And around that time, I really lost faith. I wasn't believing in God. It was like, I'm out here, basically. So the conversation was definitely needed. So she asked me, she said, but she was asking me questions, and I found myself opening up. And I'm like, man, like, I'm not really that talkative person. So I'm sitting in the passenger seat, like, and she's like, man, have you read a book of the 5 love languages? And I'm like, nah, I never even heard of it. I was like, nah. And she basically broke down my love languages, the whole 9. And I'm like, man, hold on. So I still didn't take the time to read it. I came across it on YouTube, seen the audio book. I'm like, let me check this out. Played it. I'm like, this is really breaking down some stuff. I'm like, okay. I said, yeah, this is what I need. Listen to it again. I'm like, all right, bet. I told my wife about it. She like, matter of fact, I sent it to her. She was like, nah, yeah, I'm gonna check it out. We had started going to this marriage retreats at our church.
They weren't retreats. They were
the marriage
retreat is like at a place. We were at church. It was the marriage ministry.
Yeah, the marriage ministry. We was having like little retreats there. So we was basically going, and that had came up about the 5 love languages there, and I was like, see. So we started actually taking the time. And she didn't really read it, but she went straight to it.
I went to the thing, and then I just took the quiz online.
But that definitely...
Because and you have to take time for what is important to you. And I felt it was important enough to do the thing, but I should have put it on the priority list to actually read the book. But honestly, and people might think I'm crazy because I'm a teacher, I don't like to read. Like, I wasn't that kid that and I don't know, I'm more of a hands-on, you show me how to do it, I bet you I'll be done. Like, when I was in class, I would take notes and then I'd never look at them again in A success. And I've always been like that. But you tell me to read the book, I almost guarantee I'm gonna get a DLF because I get confused after I've read it and stuff. So it wasn't nothing like I didn't care. It's just that's not how I learned. So it kind of threw me off. Like, so I was just like, I'm gonna do it because this is something you want me to do. So I'm just gonna take the quiz. Like, but I don't think I would have. I don't know.
I mean, it wasn't a link for you to read though. It was an audio book. So as long as I'm not a fan of reading either. But I listened to the audio book, and it wasn't even just me listening. I actually replayed parts I was familiar with And I had to actually take the time and exercise just to see if it was real or not. So that was one of the things that helped me out. What was some things that helped you out
to what?
For you to start lifting me up?
You feel like I lift you up?
At times. At times.
I don't know. I think I did it. I think I did it for a selfish reason. I'm not like now. I don't. Well, I like everybody. I like to see everybody happy. So, but I think I did it for a selfish reason. I think I wanted to lift you up so that I could get what I wanted in return.
And I don't feel like nothing's wrong with that, because my love language is.
Because I wanted somebody to wash the clothes. And
my love language is words of affirmation. So, again,
that's real.
Again, like she can literally. I could do something dope and she could literally say, "Oh, that was amazing," or "Oh, I see you," or that's enough to have me like, ah. Now, if some people might call it strokage of the ego, the whole nine, but I'm in it, like, yeah, I'm geeked. Now, like she said, she might do it so she can get in return her love language,
which is acts of service.
Acts of service. So, however y'all want to look at it. You might not want to tell your man you did it on purpose, the whole nine.
But now I don't do it for that reason. I really appreciate, and I guess it was more so because when Chip did stuff, it was I did it and you didn't say nothing. But I do it every day. So what I need to tell you?
But that's not what it's about, though.
I know that now, but I'm just telling you where I was.
Yeah.
Where I was when you would do stuff. I felt like I washed the clothes, I fold them up. I put them up, and you did it, and you want me to give you a doggy treat, and I didn't get that. Like I
just wanted a cookie. I didn't want a doggy treat.
Well, a cookie.
You know what I'm saying?
Some Chipotle with guacamole. I don't know, but I just felt like I was like, dude, why do I need to do that every time you do something? Can you just do it?
I don't feel like.
But
men don't feel like they. You don't need. Women don't need to do it every single time.
Do what?
Give us some words of affirmation, and you don't gotta congratulate us for every single thing.
Well, how about this? When I come in the house, and I didn't wash the clothes, and I did that, then I want you to say, "Alicia, I really like."
But that won't affect you though.
It won't do nothing but irritate me.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so now, how about this? I see you coming. I see you in the house doing your thing, and I just throw down everything, and I get to it with you, and now I do it for you, right? My effort in helping you, right?
It depends, because and I'm trying to get out of here. And I think that's because everything got to be like, and he just be.
Let's get to the meat of things.
Yeah, because you be in there just like folding up stuff like this. Like, so why are you helping me if you're gonna go like this?
Hey.
But I learned because we went to counseling. That's another thing. Don't be afraid to go to counseling. Don't be afraid. Like, we enjoyed it. And when I left there, I was like, I ain't never coming back. The lady made me feel like I was crazy. She made me feel like I was crazy. And I was telling her everything that was happening. I'm like, yeah, get him. And then she got to talking to me. I was like, hold on, lady. This is not what I came here for. You're supposed to be on my side. What are you doing? This is not. And she was like, so does he beat you? I was like, no, but he leave his drawers on the floor. Well, does he, what did she say? Do you guys have infidelity? I said, no, but he don't never put the clothes up. So what is your issue? I just told you. And I was like, and he put the hangers on backwards, and she said, are those your biggest problem? She made me feel like I was crazy.
She looked at me. She looked at me. I looked at her, I said, she was like, Mrs. Thompson, get off that petty Winslow.
She did not say that.
And I was like,
she did not say that. She did not say that. But she did make me realize I don't want to go back though. Because when people show you your true colors about yourself, you ain't trying to hear that. You like, hold on now, wait a minute. And when she did it, I was like, I ain't coming back here because this lady is not on my side. She only for you and da-da-da-da-da. But the next time we went back, she did tell him about it. And I went home because I was like, no, she gonna agree with me on something. So every time Chip did something, I was writing it on the notepad to take it back to the counselor.
No.
And then I really felt nuts because I was like, for real, Alicia, You just sitting here waiting on him to do stuff so you can write it on a notepad. What's wrong with you?
Nah, I think what it was is, you know what it was? I think the counselor, she was so amazed because we had went years before we got married, and I was still ignorant. Like, you know what I'm saying? So she literally,
we was pregnant with Cam the first time we went to the lake.
She literally was drilling me then. Hey, you need to step it up. Yeah. Why you doing it? Why you letting her do everything? And I felt like how she felt the last time. I was like, hold on, I want to square out with the lady. Like, hey, she like, nah, you need to hear this. But I'm so ignorant. I wasn't really listening. Time she started coming at me, I shut everything she was saying down. Like, oh, okay, nah, we ain't coming to her again, and we really didn't. I'm talking about like years later. So, but
then we found like it was like we did something happen. We was like, you know what, we done, and he's usually the voice of reason because I be in this place, so I just be like, look, you can just and in all actuality, I don't want my husband to go nowhere, but I'm very strong minded and like. I have to like be in control. So like I would be like, I don't care, go. You just go. I don't care where you go. And in reality, that ain't what I want.
We about to get real transparent.
What?
Hey, I'm gonna keep it real.
You have to confer with me before you just start telling stuff.
No, we in it. we in it. Hey, we was bumping. I'm talking about like they didn't ever get physical, but the verbal arguments, I'm talking about bumping. We in it. So it got to a point like she would lock me out the crib. I'm sick. I said, hold on. I said, man, you locking me out my crib. I gotta come to my mom's. I gotta sleep over there. I'm calling the phone. She not answering on purpose. She turned it off. The whole night. I'm sick. I'm hot.
But people, in my defense, hurt people. So you hurt me, so that was the way to get you that. Because I'm not a cheater. I don't do none of that. So that was the only way to get him back. Like, I'm going to show you that you really got under my skin, and I'm going to make you feel a certain type of way. But that's what growth and maturity. Because we don't even do that now. We might just leave out the room. But that lady really taught us something good because she taught us that, is it a 10? And so we use that a lot. So, like, something might happen, and we'll be like, is it a 10? And we just start laughing. And everything still nothing's ever going to be perfect, but we have definitely grown from where we had came from. Like, it's definitely a difference. And I think my major thing now is, what do I want my kids to see, and what do I want them to look for in a wife when they grow up? Because I'm going to need you not to bring home what Alicia was like at 17. Even though I was a sweet girl, homely girl, didn't, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't no ratchet girl. But I just...
No, I wasn't saying that.
Oh, you was reading. Yeah. Okay, well, to make your face a different way. Hey, see what I'm saying? I thought the spiciness? No.
This is what I'm talking about. Hold on, time and not T.O. See what I'm saying? And this is, I tell her all the time. I love my wife to death. I tell her all the time. She has a short wick.
No, I don't.
So
how about you be saying that and then I won't have a short wick?
Hold on. So... It gets to some situations.
Alex, it's not funny.
It gets to some situations where I'd be like, hold on, man, like, calm down, cause she know, like, if she could, some days, like, for real though, if she could, she would whoop me, but she don't got it in her. But we used to get into it, and she would get so mad that she'd be, I'm talking about shaking in the car, and if she actually could swing on me and whoop me, she would.
Okay, so let me tell you what it was. I had that, because it's funny now, but it wasn't funny then, because I had a spirit of rage. I don't know why, but the spirit of rage had attached to me. So with the spirit of rage, like, I would literally start shaking and crying because I knew I couldn't whip her, and I wanted to rip his head off. Like, but I couldn't do it. And, like, it was, like, literally, like, this, I don't know, it was like a demon. It was like something jumped in my body, and I would do this thing with my teeth in my face, and they would be grinding together, and I would want to, like, I would have these visions of me knocking his head up against the wall, but I couldn't do none of that.
But God is good.
Like, so it's funny now, but it wasn't funny then.
I know, it definitely wasn't.
Exactly. I've been delivered from that, like, yeah. Because I would, like, black out, so, but I've been delivered from that.
But, like she said, though, a lot of the times it was definitely it wasn't healthy. because you don't want that to be an example that your kids see.
Yeah.
Like, and our oldest is 11, our youngest is 8, so we've been in it. I'm talking about like they have definitely seen the growth in us, like that. So they could. I mean, we had.
And it's so many other, like, because of the field of work I'm in, and I've been in it like for a minute. It's so many other people that are looking at us, and we just like, we can't be on here, like, be on Facebook saying one thing and then living like literally the I am who I am. I'm not finna get on there and fake and pretend. That I just can't. I don't, like, I'm trying to love everybody with godly love, and I'm trying to get there, because that I can't. They be like good morning, knowing they pick and speak when they want to talk to you. And some days I do be on Petty Winslow, and they be like good morning, and I be like, so I'm trying to get out of that because I can't do fake. But for the most part, though, I think a lot of the growth came from us just communicating. That is the hardest thing, and that is the one thing that actually will break things, because of effectively communicating and not communicating at all, or thinking you say something. Like, for instance, what just happened? When he was looking at the screen, I thought he was making a face. So I'm like, hold on, because on the screen it looked like he was making a face, and that was a form of communication, and we wasn't on the same page. Yeah. So I said to him, hold on, like, and you gotta, if you don't understand, it's okay to say you don't understand, because Ship will say something and he'll get the rambling, and I'll be like, can you stop and just tell me what you're trying to say, because I don't understand.
I definitely agree with that. I want to mention one thing. If y'all actually are familiar with Pastor John Gray,
oh yeah,
and check him out, because he had said something recently on the video I looked at, and he said, make sure that you living right, because you might be the only God
that somebody
knows.
Yeah,
like that's so real. It's like it hit me. I had to rewind it. Like, man, because you don't never know who's actually looking at you.
Yeah.
And you, their inspiration.
Yeah. Like,
we all, and there's nobody perfect. But you can see somebody, and let's be transparent again. I done had some people my age come to me like, bruh, I actually, you know what I'm saying, salute you, because you are one of the few stand-up men that I actually can look.
Got like 1,000 eyes. Keep talking.
That I can actually look towards and ask for advice. And I'm talking, I hear it all the time so much, and I just be me, but I know where I came from.
Yeah.
So but you don't never know. Like, I jump out of character, and then it happens, because I do. Hey, sometimes I get out in my bag and I say, hold on, I gotta get it back together.
For the most part, though, you stay pretty well grounded, except for when it comes to your wife and your kids.
Yeah.
If you ever want to see the Chip instead of the Carl, do something to his wife and kids, and it's all over. It's all over.
But it's all about keeping your cross upright and remaining righteous, because you might be the only guy that somebody sees, and that's so real.
I don't know why it's echoing.
That's so real. It's like, man, it hit me a whole other type of way to say, all right, let me tighten it up.
Get on another page, Alex.
I said, let me go ahead and tighten up, because you don't never know, man. I know nobody's going to be perfect, but I'm striving to be Christ-like.
Yeah, you can ask the question, Sam.
That's my thing. I'm striving to be Christ-like. That's as real as it get. And yeah, we all going to fall short, but it's all about striving and actually having the patience. Don't nobody want to put themselves in a position where
to be vulnerable. I think that's what it is, because a lot of marriages fail because they think they the only people going through something, and we get in this thing where, okay, I'm not gonna tell my business because what you calling them gonna talk about me. Okay, that's fine, but at the end of the day, that's the past. So if they want to stay there in the past and talk about what happened and that's on them. But you can keep moving forward. And at the end of the day, somebody is gonna be helped by what you said, because can't nobody tell your story like you. That's just what it is. Somebody can try, but it's not going to have the same type of effect unless you tell your story.
That's real. That's completely real.
Like,
I mean, communication is one of the key things that we heard when we got married, and it still stick to me. One of the ladies said, I don't care what y'all going through.
What kind of chaos?
She said, I don't care what y'all going through, but don't never go to sleep mad at each other. And I'm saying, like, that's some real stuff, because how you know you're gonna wake up?
Yeah. And then them be the main people. The people, when you know you did something wrong and stuff, then they gonna jump over in the casket and do all that stuff. And how you can't live with yourself after that. It take you a long time, and you be grieving forever because you can't live. Was that one moment really worth it? Like, and it really ain't. Like, when you think about all the arguments that you have, most of them is going to outweigh the not the arguments, your happiness is gonna outweigh the arguments, and you gonna disagree because you're not the same person. You're not. Like, there's no way that I don't care how long you get married, it's just a way to communicate about it, because at the end of the day, you're not the same people, so you're not gonna think the same, and everybody just gotta adjust. Because it's been a big adjustment for me, just letting stuff flow, because that's how Chip, he just like, I'll blow with the wind, and me, I'm like, nah, we gotta do it like this. Come on, we need our itinerary, we gotta go here, and it's an adjustment for me. And some stuff I have learned to be like, okay, we ain't gotta do everything on schedule, but
I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. So a lot of times, it is sometimes that I might need to tighten up and say, hold on, let me get it together. But man, I believe in dancing in the rain, and everything happens. Like, things gonna work out. I could say I probably got some of the strongest faith ever. Like, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen, and I understand nothing's gonna be perfect. So yeah, it might seem that I'm just blowing in the wind, but hey, if I can't change the situation, I'm not going to stress out about it. That's how I look at it. If it's out of my control, I'm not going to worry.
I'm the one that need to discuss until we come up with a solution. So it's like, and we had to come to like this medium, because it was just like, I wanted it this way and he wanted it that way. And so we just had to come to a medium, like, hey, it ain't always going to be right. Like, it just ain't. And I had to realize that when he went through that whole layoff, I was like, yeah, Alicia, there's really I don't care if you go get 4 jobs, it's really no way you can fix this. You either gonna have to give it to God, or I don't know, die trying. Like, I don't know what you gonna do, but you can't fix this one.
I mean, the main question is, and this is a real question, why panic if God planned it?
Yeah.
Like, that's how that's my mindset of, at the end of the day, everything can be heaven from today to next week. But that don't mean that rain is not going to come. That's just how life works. Every time you up, it always seems like something comes to try to knock your faith down. But what are you going to do about it? It's all about balance. That's just how I feel. So I'm not going to stress about nothing that's out of my control. I'm going to stay prayed up. I'm going to believe that the storm won't last long. But while this storm is here, I'm dancing in it. That's it. That's it at the end of the day.
And I'm still learning to dance in it, because I don't know. But somebody asked, is it okay to say, yeah, okay, just so they'll stop talking, or just so you can avoid an argument? So an argument is basically you guys disagreeing. And you're not going to agree on everything, but you need to know if it's a 10 or not. Because if it's really something that's going to come back up, it's not a good idea to say, no, or just say, yeah, I hear you. Because it's going to come back up. Like, stuff that didn't happen from when we was like 17 years old has come back up, because I need an explanation. Like, I need you to tell me what this is and why. And once the explanation was given, then it don't come up as much, and it might not come up at all. But if you don't actually get to express, because sometimes, I know from a woman's point of view, well, from my point of view, a lot of the times we just want to be heard. So, and if you actually listening to us, because I don't necessarily always have to be right, because, like, for instance, okay, so it's this thing, my husband has a licensed weapon, and he locks it, doesn't lock it, locks it, doesn't lock it. So I have an issue with that. So no, I'm not going to say, yeah, okay, when we get to talking. No, you need to figure this out, because we have children. So the last time he texted me and was like, where's the gun? I said, I took it apart. A piece of it's over here, the other piece over there. And he was like, see, now you being petty. But he didn't know why I did it. He had put it in the case this time, but the case wasn't locked, and I couldn't find the key. Because if I would have found the key, then I would have just locked it. And when I picked it up, I don't know nothing about no guns. When I picked it up, I thought the bullets was inside the gun, so that's why I hid it. So but when he came to me like that, it hurt my feelings, and I was like, so I said to him, it could have turned into an argument, but I said to him, I said, hey. I took the gun apart because ABCD. I didn't know that if it was bullets in it or not, because the thing was heavy. I said, but I put it in there. I said, we can go get a case that locks so I don't have to take it apart, whatever. And he was like, well, I found the key. I said, okay. And he apologized. But I'm like, dude, like, it made me mad. So it could have turned into an argument, but I kind of calmed down. And then I just said, hey, this is why I did it. Like, and don't come to me like that no more. I'm
a firm believer that even when arguments come or disagreements come, you don't really have to speak on it at that moment.
You don't.
Sometimes y'all could separate. You fellas, you might want to leave the crib for a second.
No.
I'm talking about like you might want to take a drive, whatever you got to do. You can take a drive or whatever you got to do.
Play on Xbox.
Nah, because some situations you need to get out the house and breathe.
Then go
and vice versa. Women might be the same. Might be the same way. Boom, and then come back to it at a later time. Whenever y'all actually got y'all minds together, because hey,
it's hard to communicate in rage.
Yeah.
When you're upset, it's very hard to get your point across because a lot of times you start speaking out of anger. You start speaking. You just start saying random stuff, and you don't want to say anything that you can't take back. Like something that could really hurt somebody. You don't want to say that and you can't take it back. Like it just, you don't.
One of my old heads told me something years ago, and to this day, my wife be like, "You take so long to get out what you saying, and you be pausing." And for one, that's because my mind, I be having 1,000 things up in there. I'm just a thinker. But for two, one of my guys told me years ago to always think about what you're saying 5 times in your head before you release it out your mouth.
That's a long time, bruh.
But you gotta, I said.
In the middle of a conversation?
No, you just gotta think fast. So I literally think, and I'll be like, and then be pausing, and then I'll be like, okay.
Yeah, because you can't think that fast. That doesn't make sense.
Hey, it works for me. Cause I want to make sure that I'm actually saying the correct thing. I'm not gonna say nothing out of my mouth that I'm not, cause it's not, you know me. I'm not apologizing. I'm not apologizing.
You mean like if you arguing or something?
Yeah.
Okay, so I thought that you meant, communication. I thought he meant like he be having a conversation with somebody and he sit there and think about it 5 times and then say it.
No.
They don't think something wrong with you.
No.
Okay, because
I'm saying in the heat of things. I'm not gonna say something.
In the heat of the night.
No. I'm not gonna say nothing out of my mouth that I'm gonna have to later on apologize about. Because if it comes out of my mouth 9 times out of 10, I meant it. So that's just how it is. So basically, you just have to, just communicate and be real with each other and talk it out and uplift each other, call each other king, call each other queens. Hey.
So somebody asked about what if the chaos is in your house. So a lot of the times the chaos is created by something that happened. And then it kind of like lives there. And then it becomes this thing of where it's normal. It becomes the norm. So you have to, one of the youth pastors told me this, you got to set the atmosphere in your house. So like at one point, our house, it got chaotic. Every morning, like, I'd be like, don't breathe on me. Why are you looking at me? Like, it just became very chaotic to the point I would get up, be screaming at the kids, get up and put your clothes on. Everything was screaming. And I did one of the things I did was got up 15 minutes earlier than everybody else. So that way I was awake. Because it was this thing of where, don't wake me up out of my sleep because then I have an attitude. So I woke myself up and then everybody else got up after me. So even like Chip, he'd be like, all right, babe, I'm going to iron the clothes. And I'd be like, I'm already ironing them. And I would get an attitude because he didn't get up when I think he should get up to iron the clothes. And then I had to be like, Alicia, for real, he gonna iron the clothes. Just go get in the shower. What's wrong with you? Like, I would pick the craziest stuff to get mad about. But you got to set the atmosphere in your house. So when all this chaos and all this stuff start happening, I was like, you know what? Every morning I get up, here goes Tasha Cobb. Every morning, to the point where they expected it. They walking around the house singing the songs better than I am, because that atmosphere was set. And then I'd be like, hey, y'all, we got to clean up. Ain't nobody got no attitude because Tasha Cobb. And now the Holy Spirit is in this atmosphere in this house. So can't nothing come up in here and be like, you know what? I'm finna start an argument and my phone just died. So whoever was on my live, you're going to have to switch over. But they can't hear me because the phone did.
Yeah, I'm like,
sorry.
But
yeah, the phone just died.
Setting the atmosphere is definitely important. I mean, you basically have to do whatever it takes for your life to change. Like,
are you willing to fight?
Exactly.
That's the thing. What are you willing to fight for? Because you will fight in line for something that your kids want the day before Christmas. Why you not willing to fight for your marriage? You got to be willing to fight. Like, you got to.
And you gotta have patience. If you don't have patience, man, marriage is not for you. That's as real as it gets.
Yeah.
If you have no patience, don't get married. Because everything is not gonna be perfect. The honeymoon stage don't last forever.
No, the same week you be down now.
Hey.
Because stuff get real, and it's not just the people. It's not you, like the two of y'all. It's stuff that comes in. It's different darts that come in to attack your marriage. Like when the finances ain't right, y'all looking at each other funny. Like my husband texts me.
Oh yeah.
So
I'd be so serious.
We're in the process of this house stuff. So he texts me. And I've been paying off everything so we can get the best interest rate possible. And he texted me, he said, did somebody hack it in our account?
Hey, I was so serious too.
And I said, what? What do you mean? And he said, where did all our money go? So I was like, babe, I paid this, that, and all of this. I said, but the money is in the other account. Use the other account. Don't mess with the account over here, because that's the account the bill money came out. Go use the other account. And he was like, oh, okay, I ain't see the money in that one. I was like, dude, like, what do you mean? But that's a communication thing. Like, but when your finances ain't right, it does something. And that's the thing where you got to sit down and say, what's more important? Like, what are we going to do? How are we going to stay above water and all of this stuff? And it's just different stuff that comes along and that causes you to be like, hey, and just the fact, like, when you tell somebody something and they don't do it when you expect them to do it, it's just another conversation. Because I forget. Like, my husband be like, so it's this place called R&R Jerk Chicken, Caribbean Chicken. And he loves this place. So he'll be like, babe, bring me such and such. And I'll be so quick to get off work and just go home. And I'll forget. And he'd be like, babe, you forgot. But he don't even make a big deal out of it. So I said, why should I make a big deal out of the fact when I tell him to do something he forget? He'd just be like, it's all right.
I think the major key is actually working together as a team.
Oh, that's
a lot of people in these marriages
feel like you in this thing by yourself.
Yeah, a lot of people in these marriages today is about self.
Yeah.
So it's like, this is mine, and oh, this is mine, and oh, why you?
I brung that here. This is my bed.
Yeah, like it's so petty these days. If you're not willing to work as a team, man, don't get married. Like, you got to work as one. You become one.
Exactly. The Bible said that, leave and cleave.
Like, not when you want to be one. You become one. It ain't.
No matter what.
You got to get off that petty stuff.
If you broke, I'm broke.
And them broke times, man, we done been through them.
But I swear, we was the happiest when we ain't had no money.
That's what I was about to say.
I swear, y'all.
That's what I was about to say.
When we was pregnant with Cameron, we ain't had no money.
Hey,
like,
oh,
I was working 2 jobs, and then they told me I had high-risk pregnancies both times. So both times I dilated when I was 3 months pregnant, so I had to get a cerclage, or I would have had baby way early. So they told me I couldn't go back to work. So basically, I think I was able to collect unemployment. I can't remember, but whatever. I was a college student, and they sent me some credit cards. We ran them credit cards up, but we was happy and fat. Like,
Hey,
we was
fat,
so
too.
happy. We was broke, but we was broke and happy together. Just
But
happy and fat.
You know what it is? You know what it is? It's because you automatically you take away all the material.
It wasn't no distraction.
Yeah,
like, it
so
wasn't none. We just loved each other.
We had to learn.
and
We had
was
to
so
learn.
fat
We
and
had
happy.
to learn each other.
Yeah.
We was always around. We was laughing. We looked at Martin. We was joking. It was so real and organic. Yeah. Like, we wasn't worried about no money. We made it. We'll do what it do. And hey, we ate good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey,
pay the credit cards off, run them up some more.
I'm about to get real transparent. You ready?
No. What are you talking about?
All right, I'm going in. Let me tell y'all. Before we got married, what was it? We was engaged for a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, before we got married though. I don't remember the exact dates, but
I don't know what you about to say.
I'm talking about us getting Miss Element.
Oh.
So, before we got married, we actually
both was going hard for Christ.
Yeah, I'm talking about like all in to the point where she was living in the townhouse. I was still living with mom's, and we went celibate for 7 months, and we were still together, but we did it because it was like sacrifice. Like, we wanted to actually, we wanted to actually, you know what I'm saying, build a relationship outside of sex.
You know that's one of my club kids.
Yeah. Outside of sex. So we actually went celibate for 7 months. And I'm not gonna act like it was just all good and no. Cause I'm still going over there. I'm spending the night, the whole night. So it was like, matter of fact, that Martin episode when they tried when they tried that to have sex and they was trying to see who was gonna. Hey, it was real. But
and nobody believed us. Like, we was, and people was like, y'all lying. What we had a lot for? We already had a kid. Like, what we had a lot for?
It was real, but
I think even our parents was asking us, like, they was like, we was like, no, for real.
But what had happened was we actually had to learn each other, and we took it away, and it was like, man, it was like it was almost like we took away that part, and we was kicking it. We was playing Speed. Remember, we was playing Speed, watching all the Netflix movies. We was just chilling. Like, it was a whole nother type of peace.
Yeah.
And it actually made us build a friendship because we was actually, that wasn't the objective. Yeah, we still enjoyed our nights the whole nine, but that wasn't the main thing. A lot of people now are just selfish, and the only time they become intimate is when they having sex. They not holding hands. They not doing nothing. Like, it's nothing intimate about their relationship other than when they have sex.
And it don't necessarily have to be holding hands, because you can send a text message. My cousin the other day, she left a note in her husband's car. It was so cute.
That was dope. That was dope.
And like, Chip had put something in my underwear drawer, and I was like, what is this? Like, it was a note though. So it don't necessarily have to be holding hands. It's just anything, just a text, hey, like every morning, like my husband will call me while I'm at work. If the kids already be in the classroom, then he'd be like, I'll talk to you later. But he'll send a text and be like, I love you. Have a good day at work. You know what I'm saying? So like, you just, anything.
You gotta be like, you gotta be creative. And fellas, you gotta know
if
that.
He put the clothes up, I'm like, yeah, intimacy day today.
Fellas, you gotta understand that the foreplay starts in the morning. I learned that at the marriage ministry. Mm-hmm. The foreplay starts in the morning. See what I'm saying? It's not when you think you're gonna be ready and then, oh, it's nighttime. Oh, we both home. No, it starts from the morning. Good morning, Queen. Have a wonderful day. Boom. All through the day. Oh, I know you looking sexy while you working. You got to say whatever you have to say, because you know what I'm saying. Fellas,
I'm still trying to embrace that aspect.
Hey, but whatever you got to say, because fellas, you got to. Hey, if you really in love and you really in it, y'all gonna bring that corny side out, and your queen gonna know it's corny, but they still they gonna smile and be like, ah, and that's what it's about. That's it. If she really riding for you, she gonna stroke your ego. You gonna be like, yeah. Whole time they know when they gonna give you the goods anyways. But you know what I'm saying. What I'm saying is foreplay starts in the morning. It starts in the morning. the good morning text, to sending them edible arrangements. If your queen like flowers, boom, send them off. You know what I'm saying? And whatever you got to do, if you got to go home, clean up.
I am still waiting on the dress with the note, and we just leave for like 3 days. Like, I don't know. I've been hitting at this for like I don't know how long. That's what I want.
Oh, it's coming. My main thing of it is I'm learning how to not overthink. So it's
okay, it's 8 o'clock. We gotta get.
I'm learning how to not overthink. So I just gotta flow with things and do it.
Okay, so we went over our time. Do we have any questions? I think I answered the 2 questions that
we
were
had a
on
lot
the
of
screen.
questions over there though.
Oh. So if y'all could put them back up there, I'm sorry, because we can't like look at. It's like 3 different screens up here. That's why I look like I'm looking different ways. So now it's only 2 because my phone.
If y'all got any questions, just spit them out. Whatever, we transparent on here, so hey, don't let it just be extra crazy or nothing. Last minute we're good. I'm late, but last minutes we're good. Oh yeah, you're gonna catch the replay. If you just now tuning in, catch the replay. It takes 3. The road ahead.
Yeah, we definitely would like you guys to come be a guest on our show, and you know.
Oh yeah, we just building. We building.
My brother, he always be on here ad-libbing through his girlfriend, and I'm gonna make his tail come on here.
You talking about Jay?
Mm-hmm.
And we appreciate it. We thank you for actually being tuned in. I'm talking to Tammy.
Thank
what
you,
up,
Tammy?
DeAndre.
But yeah, so we gonna get off here. I don't see no questions popping up there, so we gonna get off of this thing, and we will. Hold on, I gotta count the days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We ain't gonna air. We can't air on Friday. You gotta work Friday.
We'll give an update on that.
Yeah,
but like I say on all the other episodes, pay a blessing forward, live righteous, keep God first. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Basically, move yourself out the way and do something for somebody else. Actually live to be Christ-like. Do something for somebody else. Every single day. I don't care if it's small or big. And watch how that actually benefits your life.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, definitely. Like, you definitely...
Yeah, understanding that it takes 3. You got to have God as a foundation. I mean, that's as real as it gets.
And you just never know who you will need. Like, you do something and then you look up and that same person be like, remember you did ABCD for me? I just want to do ABCD for you. And you just never know who will come back from your past to help you. Because and that's the thing we got to know. My friend told me this too. Because I said, girl, I don't need nobody. And she said, we need people. And you do. You need each other. Because everything is not, you can't get through life by yourself. You can't. Yeah. It's not healthy.
The youth pastor at our church, he reached out to me and was like, hey, I'm just checking on you, man. I love you, bro. I need you to understand that you're not in it by yourself. And that's
because the walk that's the hardest thing.
That's the smallest things right there that made it changed. It made my whole day different. I was like, man, just to know that, you know what I'm saying? Even if I didn't want to talk about nothing, he was there though. All you got to do is tell somebody. I'm saying you would be surprised if you walked up to a random person or somebody you know or whatever and just said, man, I love you, man. You know you loved out here. That right there could change somebody's whole life.
Yep, you don't know what they was finna do before you talk to them. Like,
so yeah, man, just
definitely.
It takes 3. Pay a blessing forward. We thank everybody for actually tuning in. Like I said last episode, salute to my brothers, man. Nima Connect. They got that store coming on Broadway. Positive. Anybody that's doing something positive, man, I support y'all, man.
Exactly, everybody. Yeah, support each other. And don't be like, we support each other and we want to tell everybody business and stuff, but support each other on a positive note. Like, we be quick to run and call somebody, hey, such and such, such and such. Yeah, call when somebody doing good.
If you doing something positive out here and it's dope, man, I'm supporting you. That's it, man.
Exactly.
Y'all do the same thing. Raise y'all kids, man. Stop trying to be y'all kids' friends. And hey, man, pay a blessing forward, man. We love y'all, man. It takes
3. We out.